Bittersweet is this heart for you, incomplete and oh so blue. Tears fall down each time we meet. The river runs wide, still love runs deep. Bittersweet, bittersweet, the memory of your tender kisses, my tender love. But you didn't want me like I wanted you. The river runs wide, still love runs deep. Bittersweet, I need you so. Didn't you know this seed of love has no choice but to grow? A true, true heart will always remain. I know it's my fate to suffer the sweetest pain. Didn't you know this seed of love has no choice but to grow? A true, true heart will always remain. I know it's my fate to suffer the sweetest pain. Bittersweet, I'll always be longing for you to be in love with me. I stand at the well where my wishes fail. The river runs wide, still love runs deep. Bittersweet, the river runs wide, still love runs deep. Bittersweet. Nice job. Thank you.
Thanks, and welcome to another edition of Songwriters in the Round. My name is Julie Doherty, and I'm enjoying the company of a wonderful songwriting guest, John Lincoln Wright. So glad that you can be here today.
Nice to see you, Julie.
And also we have Richard Grace on, let's see, mandolin and harmonica and maybe guitar today.
Whatever.
We'll see. Steve Sadler on dobro and mandolin. And Larry Flint, new to our show, on guitar today and harmony. Larry Young on fiddle. It's always nice to have you here, Larry. And my husband, Woody Woodward, on bass. And we're going to start the show off with a song that John wrote, but I think that we probably met at least 20 years ago at Jonathan Swift's.
Yes, we did.
And you were with John Lincoln Wright and the Sour Mash Boys.
That's right.
At Jonathan Swift's, and that was the era of the Estes Boys. And who else
Chuck
played there?
McDermott and Wheat Straw, Tina Welch, the whole gang, the Fargo Brothers. There were a whole bunch of bands. They had a pretty good country music scene starting, progressive country, they called it at that time. Now we're called traditional country.
Oh.
We were called progressive 20 years ago.
Well, you've been singing country music forever and ever.
Since the early 70s, yeah.
Yeah.
Since we started around 72 as a country act, yeah.
Well, let's hear a song, and then we'll talk some more about
Yeah.
your career. But this one, tell us a little bit about this.
This is something I started writing on vacation about at least a dozen years ago. I was trying to write sort of a Hoagie Carmichael kind of tune, and I struggled through it for years, and I couldn't get it right. I had too many words, too many pieces to it. So I got together with Larry last year, and I said, Larry, I'm in big trouble on this. Let's see if we can figure out which lines to get rid of, which chords to throw.
It was a nice collaboration.
And so I call it Merle Haggard and Tony Bennett at Hoagie Carmichael's house. So.
That's good.
We work all our lives and forget why we do it, when deep down inside we would rather be through it. Too scared to look back and admit that we blew it. I'm getting out now, tell the coop that I flew it. And there's flies on the screen in the heat of the day, with little to say for a while, not a breath in the air. Still I don't care, 'cause I'm on vacation time. They say go fly a kite, go jump in the lake. That's exactly what I'm fixing to do. Opportunity calls, I don't hear it at all. I'm off somewhere out in the blue. I stopped on a dime, now I'm feeling fine. I'm taking my vacation time. But don't try to follow my trail by air, rail, motor, or sail. I won't even open my mail. But I think that I hit the head of the nail, and the hounds lay around in the dooryard out back. They're expert at how to relax. I'll drop a line in the stream, I might even dream, and that, Mr. Man, is a fact. I stopped on a dime, now I'm feeling fine. I'm taking my vacation time. It's fresh eggs and bacon, I got a steak in, making my vacation fine.
Great, I love that song.
Great.
And it is a cross between Hoagie Carmichael, Tony Bennett, and Hank Williams. Is that who you said?
And Merle.
Merle Haggard.
Anyway,
That
yeah.
is wonderful. Now,
Yeah.
did you have the melody in your head when you were writing the lyrics, or did you really collaborate on the music?
The bridge, I needed Larry for the bridge. It was funny, is I don't really play. I mean, I can play 3 chords in a couple of keys. But when I tried to write this song, it took me all day. I was writing it one string at a time, one note at a
Isn't
time
that
when I came up with the
amazing?
melody and writing down, all right, that's the A flat, well, there's a C, that's fine.
So
And,
you know the music theory, you just don't actually play.
I don't really play much. That's why I hire people. There's so many people who know how to play
So many good people.
that
This
we
is
try
one
to,
of them right
yeah,
there.
we try to.
Beautiful
people
chords in that
employed.
song. Just excellent, excellent.
Those swing chords, yeah.
Tell me a little bit. Now, I always thought of you as kind of country swing. Was that pretty much
That was a piece of. That's a piece of it. We're sort of a hybrid. The band likes to play in that style because I've usually had a fiddle in the band over the years. And if you have a fiddle in the band and you're not playing, say, bluegrass, it's nice to play Western swing because it's a little
Yeah.
more sophisticated. You get the hot guitars,
Right.
and it's a good, a good swing dance beat.
Yeah.
It's a good dancing swing beat. And but we're not just a swing band. We only play some swing, but swing informs the music.
Mm-hmm.
Some of what we do is almost folk country. Some of it is ballads. Some
Yeah.
of it is
Yeah.
honky tonk.
Now, how many
style.
pieces in your band?
There's usually 5.
Yeah.
There's usually 5. It's in the old days we had as many as 9 at one time.
And I know that
20 fiddles.
recently you did a reunion at Johnny D's.
We just did that this past week,
Yeah.
as of
But
this
that was
taping, just a few days ago. Yeah.
Well, can we hear another song? And I guess
Sure.
we'll all pick a little bit on this one.
Sure. This is going to be maybe the title song of the next album.
Oh, all right. Now tell me about that. This is a new project that you're working on?
Yeah, I've got it written, and some of it demoed up, but we could find someone who wants to put it out now. Have to get on get the hustle going now.
The
But,
business side.
yeah, this is a
always
song.
fun.
This is a song I wrote several years ago, just thinking about. It's a grown-ups song. It's not a teenage song. It's called October Days. 1, 2, 3. October mornings in the sun, a mockingbird high in the crabapple tree. Summer fruits have come and gone, my soul is resting peacefully, and my spirit so high I'm filled with praise. Feeling inside I'll try to say I owe it all to these October days. Seasons change inside of me, I know winter's coming round. I hope the choice I make is right before my sun is going down. And my spirit so high I'm filled with praise. Feeling inside I'll try to say, but I owe it all to these October days. It's spring, our promises were real. Summer sure gave us a ride. Before we go inside, before the winter starts, October sun still warms my heart. October mornings in the sun, the sky is deep as a young man's dreams, blue and gold of a painter's eye. The grace of life is everything, and my spirit so high I'm filled with praise. Feeling inside I'll try to say I owe it all to these October days. Yes, I owe it all to these October days.
Very nice song. Did you write that recently?
As time flies, I don't know, some
Yeah.
years ago.
But you said it's an adult song. What does that
It's
mean?
for grown-ups. Well, it's something that you have to be a certain age to understand it's pretty simple metaphors. You know, we're talking about spring and fall, and the winter of life, the fall of life, and you know, as they say, they'd call me middle-aged. That means if I'm going to live to 100, I guess I'm middle-aged. I'm not going to live to 100, so I'm not middle-aged. I'm 2/3 of the way home.
Oh, I don't know about that.
So we're definitely around September, you know, and maybe coming into October, right around.
Anticipating the
that's
October
scary.
days.
Yeah, so that's what it's just about.
Now, will this be on your
Reflecting on mortality and on
the seasons of your life.
and what the things you're supposed to get done in your life as far as.
Do you feel that you've accomplished most of what you want to do in life? Or a good part of it?
God, is that loaded? No.
Ooh. You didn't know this was a therapy show, did you? No.
No. Well, I did that. That's something I've done. And, I've done various programs of various kinds, and no, I've done a lot of the things that I've wanted to do.
Well, music being...
Because I've been, my whole life since I was a kid, I've been a singer.
Yeah.
So I have some regrets, certainly, that I still can't make any money doing this. and you know, never had, you know, the hit records, so that
But you have
a
so
good
much
publishing
respect.
thing that where I'm
I
getting
know.
checks every 3 months from BMI to
Yep.
pay the rent and stuff.
Yep.
But, so I'm a working musician.
Yes.
I go out and play.
Yeah,
I go out
that's
and
what you
work.
do. That's what your life is. And you
Yeah.
have so much respect from your peers and so many people who know you, and that's something to be very proud of.
I am very proud of
Yeah,
that. And
yeah.
I'm very
How
proud
many
of that.
years have you been performing professionally?
Professionally, when I was 10, I made a quarter singing All Shook Up.
So that counts.
That's my first paying gig. But I started playing for money in 1964, I guess.
Really?
1965. And then I was with MGM Records from 67 to
Oh.
about 70.
Well, tell us about that. Now, that's a big, big break
That
early
was
in
rock
your
and
career.
roll. That was during the psychedelic rock, acid rock.
And were you playing country music then?
No, I think we were taking the acid.
Oh.
But the acid rock band.
Thank you for sharing.
We were Yeah, we were part of that Boston Sound thing that promotionally cost a lot of money and basically flopped. You know, it didn't have the legs to do anything. We were pretty young at that time, and we weren't ready at that time. But
How many albums
we
did you
made 3 rock and roll albums, and then I went into country music. After that, it just dissolved.
Now,
You know,
why
it wasn't happening?
Why country
And I
music?
said-
Was it something that you loved since you were a child, and you went
No,
back to it, or just?
I'd always been aware of it. I mean, I'd always heard it because radio, as you remember, radio. Well, you're younger than me, maybe you don't.
I don't
But
know.
radio used to play everything.
Yeah,
You'd hear a
right.
hillbilly song, then you'd hear a
Yeah.
Frank Sinatra song, then
Right.
you'd hear maybe Errol Garner playing Misty, and then
I
you'd hear
know.
Percy
Elvis.
Faith.
Then you'd hear, but everything was in the mix because
Yeah.
it wasn't narrowcast like it is today.
Right. Right.
So I always heard some country music, and
You
I
like
knew
a
who
lot of
the
different
names
styles.
were, and I used to hang around record stores, and I'd say, who's this Webb Pierce guy? Who's this guy? And I'd read the liner notes. And then I got very interested in particular, certainly, Hank Williams, because that's the archetype. And then Merle Haggard was just emerging as a real big star in country music at that time. And he was playing Western swing, and he was playing those Jimmy Rogers songs, and he was writing beautiful ballads, and Mama Tried, and things like that. And it seemed like at that time in my life a good match for me, vocally, number one.
Yeah.
I wasn't really effectively a very good rock singer. I was a good rock and roll singer, rockabilly singer. I could do that. But when it came to singing over a heavy, loud electric band,
Yeah.
I really couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I was hoarse all the time.
Oh, sure.
So I decided to do something that suited me.
Now,
more.
are you
and I
from-
was very influenced by Merle Haggard at that time.
Are you from this area originally?
I was born in Boston.
Okay.
I live in Cambridge now. My family has 3 generations of roots in Cambridge.
Speaking of
we grew up in Maine. We grew up
Oh,
in Maine.
okay.
But
But
we
you're
had to
New
move
England.
up there for
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. Speaking of generations, the next song that you're going to do, I assume you wrote for a member of your family.
Yes. Yes.
It's a lovely song.
Yeah. This is just a little bit of family history. My grandfather was one of those droll, Yankee senses of humor, and his people came over 1624, and settled Hingham, Massachusetts. And then he married this little Irish woman who came over in steerage at the turn of the century, you know, from Ireland. And so I wrote just a little sketch, a little family sketch. It's called Grandpa's Words.
Very good.
1, 2, 3, 4. Grandma came here, she was 12 years old. Grandpa's folks came on pilgrim boats. Stories he told, supper time, we all grew up on Grandpa's line. He was Yankee by name, Yankee by birth. We're all the same on God's green earth. Be fair to the land, kind to the birds. We all grew up on Grandpa's words. He said, never call another man a fool. Fools always speak for themselves. The Lord is giving everyone the tools for their lives. Don't keep them sitting on the shelf. On the living room wall was Honest Abe's face, an old photograph of Brady, I guess. He had the same name, some of the blood, sure had the heart, and his life was blessed. He was Yankee by name, Yankee by birth, with arms like beams in the old ship church. Chestnut eyes, hair like birch. We all come back from my Grandpa's words. He said, never call another man a fool. Fools always speak for themselves. The Lord is giving everyone the tools for their lives. Don't keep them sitting on the shelf. He said, never think you're better than the rest. Every life is rich in God's own wealth. Never call another man a fool, I can tell. Fools always speak for themselves. Grandma came here, she was 12 years old. Grandpa's folks came on pilgrim boats.
What a nice tribute to your family.
Great.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
And now, how long have you two collaborated or been musical comrades?
Going on 25 years.
Really?
Wow.
Now, are you in the Sour Mash Boys? Are you a Sour Mash Boy?
He's an original. He's an original one. And he's been in and out of the band over time in various capacities. A bass player, guitar player. He started with us as a road manager back when we were on the road.
Insulting
he drove
people.
the truck. He drove the truck and got us in trouble.
No, I got you out of trouble.
Now, how many songs have you two written together?
I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't know. He's usually the first one to hear them. But
That's nice.
we collaborate when it's basically when I get in trouble, because if it's like a regular 3-chord song, I know all of that. But when I want to try to write swing or something, I need Larry because he has the knowledge I don't have of all of the,
Well, it's
the
amazing
chords
to
and the
me.
circle of fifth stuff and the
Yeah.
you know,
Well, it's
and
amazing
the
that
modulations.
that
Yeah.
you can hear all that with, in your head without playing, to write that
I hear
way,
in my head.
that's
I hear the thing in my
amazing.
head. Yeah, and
It's great. As a matter of fact,
that's why it's frustrating that I'm not a real instrumentalist because I do hear, I hear the whole song in my head when I
Yeah.
write it.
that's a gift. I mean, that's...
Yeah, there's the little swing band in the
little
sky
swing
up here.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate
Yeah.
this.
Because we're going to do one that you wrote, which I think is a fabulous...
Oh, you want to do a little swing?
Oh, I
Yeah.
would love to do one of your swing songs. And maybe you can set this song up for us a
Well,
bit.
yeah. Well, this was actually one of the first things. Larry and I used to play all the time together, but this is one of the first things we actually sat down and said, let's try to put something together here. And
First thing I get credit for.
it's the first thing you get credit for. If you add a 2 chord to a country song, that's not a writer's credit. But that's when he had to write all the
But it's
chords.
a very
in this one.
important 2-chord.
Yeah, it's a very
nerve, I
important
guess.
2-chord. So, he never gives up on me. Never lets up on me. And I him.
25 years.
So
of
we
it.
were out in Rensselaer, New York, or something, in a snowstorm in a motel room out there. Nothing to do in the day. We were playing late at night somewhere, and I said, "Well, let's just start banging around." So we put this together, and I call it. It's sort of, if Bob Wills was still alive, Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys,
Right.
a band that I just love. That band to this day.
Yes.
They're of course no longer around. They get old, but. We got to play with some of those guys at one
No
point.
kidding.
When they were in Merle Haggard's band, we did a show with them, with Tiny Moore and Eldon Chamblin. It was just, it was a thrill.
Because that's
And
exactly what I thought of when I heard this
It was a
song.
thrill. So this I wrote for Bob Wills, except he'd passed away by the time we got to send the demo.
Timing is everything.
I know. So this is my my contribution to or our contribution to the music that Bob Wills left us, the Western swing style music. It's called "You Could, You Would, You Will." This is from our Honky Tonk Verite album. 1, 2, 3, 4. You could, you would, you will. You could leave me when you had your fill. And if you had another heart to give, you could, you would, you will. You could, you would, you will. Ask me to dinner, then send me the bill. You'd probably spike my drink with sleeping pills. You could, you would, you will. It's not that I don't trust you, it's just that I get scared. These frustrating situations never go nowhere. You tear my heart apart and still the love that's living there. You could, you would, you will, you don't care. You could, you would, you will. When the morning sun would try to break the chill, you'd blow the dew right off the windowsill. You could, you would, you will. Oh, play it now, Steve, on the dobro. Oh, there's a fiddler in the house. He's gonna go for it. We hear the melody.
Oh.
Sounds like it. It's not that I don't trust you, it's just that I get scared. These frustrating situations never go nowhere. You tear my heart apart and still the love that's living there. You could, you would, you will, you don't care. You could, you would, you will. When the morning sun would take away the chill, you'd blow the dew right off the windowsill. You could, you would, you will. You could, you would. Oh, baby, you will.
Oh, that is great. Great song. Oh. Now, what album did you say that's on?
That's on our Honky Tonk Verte album, which is still available, I think, in some stores, but basically we have them, at the shows. If anyone sees
And what we'll do at the end of the program is put the information where you can order albums
Okay.
from John Lincoln, right? And a number
Yes.
or an address where you can
Sure.
write. Yep.
Be glad
That's
to.
wonderful. Thank you so much for being
Thanks
here.
for inviting us. This is
Yeah.
fun. Come
Thank
over
you,
here.
Larry. It was so nice to meet you
welcome,
and
dear.
hear you. You're great.
And good to see that you're still doing this
Still
stuff. and
keeping on.
Here on the
Yeah,
cable and
I know. What else is there to do?
play your music.
I'm going to do one more song, and this is on a brand new album that I just came out with. This song is called Don't Torture Me. Don't torture me.
Please.
Running around all over town, ruining my good name. I want you so, even though you're driving me
you guys on a great 2, 3, 4. This is a Lithuanian folk song.